about an example that before seeing an advertisement or before being aware of what advertisement is and etc., your opinion was different about a certain thing than after the advertisement? How the advertisement changed your way of thinking about something?
I want to give a great example of advertisement, but it's more likely emotional because it's about racism. Nowadays, FIFA or I don't know, one of the management of the footballs is making anti-racism advertisement. Campaigns that collects all famous players in one group and tells them to say that racism is not a good thing or bullying is not a good thing. And like famous people like Ronaldo or Pepe or I don't know, a lot of famous players say that racism is not good and you shouldn't do that. So this is one way to promote and to try to change someone's opinion, about racism.
And also there are not only goods promoting advertisements and also some social advertisements which show the importance of, for example, curing cancer or fighting against racism, as I had said. And recently I watched a video where it was actually in Sweden, where in the subway there was an advertisement, and it was about cancer, curing cancer together. So these are some social programs that are aimed at curing cancer in this area.
So your
in this country.
attitude towards advertisement is good.
Yes, I think it's effective. Yes.
I think advertisements had a great impact on us, and now they have a great impact on us, but we don't realize it. And maybe they change some things in our life, but indirectly, and we don't realize that it's the effect of the advertisements, but they really affect on us because all the time we see them and we automatically it comes to our brain, it comes to our mind that this shouldn't be done or this is the right thing.
Yes, exactly. That's the point. I completely agree with you. And also, one thing that is mind-blowing that for example, look at your phones now. Most of you have iPhones, Samsung, Nokia, because these are the names which you hear constantly. These are the things that you see in TVs, in shops. You constantly hear this, and you already think that this is good. Normally, if, for example, there might be a business in China, and which produces smartphones which are way better than iPhones, but you don't buy them. Why? Because you simply don't know about them. That's the crucial thing about
Public interest.
advertisement. Yes.
I want to say that when I was nearly 5-year-old, I liked only the cars that are Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari, Lamborghini. But nowadays, when I see some advertisements, like the advertisement showing how Hyundai cars are good, great luxury, my attribution towards that car changed. So advertisement changed my thinking.
About the cars.
Yes.
And also it affects our stereotypes even about some cars.
For example, what kind of stereotypes do you have now?
Stereotypes?
Yes,
That, for example,
like
Chinese cars are not good.
Or in general, Chinese.
Yes.
And also cars produced by Yeraz company in Armenia, they are not
But
really
why do you
good
think
cars.
that?
Yes, because people say that it's not bad. They have these cars and they say that it's not bad. It's not good, sorry.
But maybe if they were advertised, then we would say that yes, they are very good cars. They have really good quality.
But for example, Chinese cars are advertised even more than the other cars.
But also,
But people think that they are not good.
But also one more thing to add to David's, what David said, Chinese cars, for example Toyota, is right now one of the...
It's Japanese.
I'm sorry, Japanese cars, for example Toyota or Lexus, they are really famous cars and they are really good, rather than, for example, Opel or...
Like German cars, huh?
Sure.
Yes.
But another thing is that there's a statistics, the most paid, the most expensive advertisements, like Pepsi, 8 million, Chanel, $33 million, $23 million on the Guinness beer. These companies definitely don't invest into their product as much as they do on their advertisements, because they simply know why they're doing this. They know that if they invest into the advertisements, it will bring them more sales and more trades, and then they don't need to invest this money on their products. And connected with the cars, as you said, there's statistics that says that in Mercedes cars, approximately 100,000 people or something like that are busy on making these cars, on creating the design. But 2 million or something are busy selling them. So 100 million are creating, but millions are selling them. Commercial managers.
Also, I want to disagree with you because most of the famous companies, for example Chanel, has perfected his product, which means that there is nothing else that he can do to make this product better. So now what he has to do is to try to invest into advertisement, that's why. So they cannot invest anymore into improving the product.
But something can be
I tend to
Yes.
disagree with Raj because first companies try to make their products perfect, then they try to advertise.
Mhm.
If their products are not perfect, so they can when they even try to advertise, the effect will be so much.
But
So, less than-
But for example, Chanel or Pepsi are already perfect
They're-
products.
they're
Then
not
you
perfect.
cannot improve them. What, you want to add more sugar or, I don't know, more milliliters in one of the Chanel perfumes. So they are already perfect. You cannot tell how good they are or bad.
In general, the essence of advertisement is to promote your good, to make it more attractive, and the money that you invest in promoting and making the advertisements is not as much as you then gain. Yes, but it is not possible only through advertisement to make attractive your product and gain a lot of money. So you should also make your product more valuable, better. Yes, better. And so I don't agree.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, there can be situations that the product is not hasn't a good quality, but it is advertised more and it is sold.
For example,
For example, there are a lot of companies in Armenia that actually do not have good quality, and even it can be said that they are brought from other countries and not produced here, but they have very high prices, and because they are advertised all the day, and we all the day see that advertisements, and we think that they are good brands, and we buy them.
but don't people, after buying what this business has to offer, see that it's not good and then start?
People usually do not look only at the quality, because when it is all the time advertised, they think that it's a brand, and if they want to give somebody a gift, if they buy that product, then give that gift to your friend, for example. Then your friend sees that it's a brand, and it's more attractive than you give a high quality but no brand good. No brand.
I agree with
Yes.
Yes, I
Also,
agree. I agree.
One more thing to add, for example, MacBook and the Windows, the normal computers. Most of people buy MacBooks for what? Because computers, the Windows, has the same functions as the MacBook, but MacBook is 3 times expensive than the normal PC. Why? Here comes the question that the advertisements are the problem, because MacBook or Apple advertise more, like a lot more. That's why it's more popular, and people buy it for look, we could say.
For the design.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Yes, I want to. And I actually forgot.
So we see how advertisements create brands, even if the product isn't a good one, but they turn out to be brands after some time.
Even when the prices are too high.
And now let's look to the consequences of that advertisement, because they may be sold more or they may be advertised more, but they have very bad consequences sometimes.
But why?
For example.
Because, for example, you can see that in the advertisements, the beautiful and thin girls are showing for example, the jewelries and the gold, some brands, and we think that we even do not realize, but it's so. And we think that these girls are beautiful, and the thin girls are beautiful. The girls that wear something.
But what's the bad consequence here?
But
Okay,
Because
I can
you
say.
think that the girls which wear jewelry, which wear gold, are more beautiful than the others.
No,
Crazy
when
stereotype.
a person watch such type of advertisements, he or she thinks that, for example, oh, very beautiful girl, the clothing is very beautiful, then I can buy it. It will be also beautiful.
On me.
On me, yes.
No,
Yes.
it's not the point. I'm telling that he sees that a girl is advertising, a thin girl advertises that, and he thinks that thin girls are beautiful and thin girls are famous, and he thinks that he wants to become as the girl that they see, the models that they see, and they start to keep diets, they start to do some things to become that, and this actually destroys their health.
And I understood your point because we have had such a lesson of anorexia where girls wanted to implement some diets and they wanted to get thinner, and which caused anorexia. And yeah, we can discuss this problem. And I agree with you.
And yes, that's one of the influences, bad influences of advertisements, that they create this idea of what beautiful is, and mainly girls suffer from anorexia because they see these ads and they see that these girls are considered more beautiful than them. That's why they try to. But I want to concentrate. Concentrate on one thing. Yesterday, for example, Toyota, you know, the car brand, announced that it takes back 2 million Toyota cars which are already sold just because they found a bug, a defect in the cars, a small detail, and they take back all the 2 million cars to repair them with no money. They don't need. They don't.
These cars are insured and drivers do not have to pay for them.
Don't have to pay for them. What do you think? Is it a news or it is an advertisement?
No, it's.
Do they pay for it? Can this be considered an advertisement?
Yes.
Because since then, there's a buzz in the world that people are talking about this Toyota being.
On the one hand, it's advertisement because Toyota, by this action, they show that Toyota is really Toyota thinks of any detail, cares of any detail, and so it tries to fix any problem that may have occurred. But on the other hand, it's news because generally they found out that it was a problem and they wanted to fix. Generally, we don't want to get.
So the rating rises, like this action makes Toyota more popular and more reliable.
Yes.
It's like a concealed
It's not
advertisement.
advertisement is not just showing something
Yes.
by TV, or there are a lot of types of advertisement, and even
People can speak to
informal
with each other.
advertising.
It's
Yes.
called non-direct advertising. They're not direct advertising. Yes, I agree with all this. But I think to completely understand what advertisement is and the concept of advertisement, I think we can do a small a discussion on creating our own brand. Suppose we have a business and we want to sell our product. Where will you send? What kind of product you want to sell?
I have as much money as I want.
Yes.
Okay.
Cars,
That's-
oil,
Cars maybe. And
expensive cars, luxurious cars,
Where will you advertise it?
In
Or how will you
Dubai,
advertise it?
or famous countries that millionaires or billionaires live in.
Why?
because luxury cars or luxurious cars, normal people wouldn't buy those cars because they're too expensive for them.
And what?
And they wouldn't be even able to buy them if they had the money because
I may spread my companies throughout the world, in all countries.
What media would you choose to advertise your TV,
TV,
brochures, everything?
everything.
And your advertising will not be targeted on a specific group. Or
It would be.
on
His company will be sensational for
Maybe a good
Yes, that a
advertisement
new
would
company.
be, maybe a good advertisement would be that we may give as a present these cars to famous people like presidents of some countries or famous actors as a present so as to advertising them. A lot of people will know about this event and will start to think it's a well-known brand. And I also know an example of such a watch. I don't know the name, but it was given a present as a present to presidents of different countries, and this was advertised. This was kind of advertisement.
I want to say something. First of all, it will be very difficult to enter the market because there are a lot of rent cars like Lexus.
So you need to emphasize
yes,
on
advertising. No, I
On
need
your
to
unique
advertise.
As you advertise
His unique
yourself, but
company.
you on the advertisement you should invest.
Yes, some create cars that are like unique. Yes,
Yes.
to be attractive.
why they should buy your car and not Toyota or Lexus.
So from this we see that for now we have created some kind of advertisements. We have a general idea where we can advertise it or how and for which group, for which class of people. And as a conclusion, I want to say that of course advertisements have a colossal influence on us, and the more technology is developed, the bigger becomes this effect on us. And the one thing that I want to mention at the end is that we should thoroughly reason based on our knowledge that we gain from school, from here, from our families, and we must reason in order to truly appreciate which product is has high quality and which product is better than others. Thank you.
Thank you.